What's up, everybody?
Welcome, you guys.
You are watching Bubble Bath Stories group discussion. I am Nicky Trendz.
I'm Manny Oso.
And Bubble Bath discussion, if this is your first time joining us, thank you so much for joining us. But this is basically a roundtable for podcasters where we take the opportunity to interview other podcasters and kind of bring them into our discussions. And so this week we have someone who I think might know how Super Bowl will turn out, I feel like.
Well, I mean, he can at least give us his own little prediction at the end, right?
Why don't we introduce you? Hi.
Hi, guys.
Introduce yourself to our viewers.
Well, my name is Jamie Egenti, host of Beyond the Game podcast. We just changed the name. It used to be the Jamie Egenti Show, but trying to attract more viewers. So Beyond the Game, we go deep. Yeah, we go deep inside the game, breakdowns, you name it. We got it all.
So I know, as you can see.
What kind of games do you guys go over?
Football, basketball, baseball. So, living in Texas, we dove into every Cowboys game. I like everything from the game itself to the next game and in between.
Yeah.
So, it was a difficult season. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the funny thing about us is we're not huge sports heads, but when major things happen in sports, it's hard not to have an opinion about it.
I definitely only rep New York teams, though.
Yeah, and
I will go hard for my state.
And I'm from Tampa Bay, so I only rep Tampa Bay sports. So definitely, when Brady was around, I was like, yeah, of course, it's awesome that Brady's there.
And me being from New York, I was like, fuck this guy. He's just so hot and teased. So it was a little contentious here during football season. But I do, now that we're bringing up Brady, I'm so happy you did that. Let's just address the elephant in the room. Your opinion. Was his legacy worth it?
Yes.
Ooh.
And I say this because every time you go into a matchup, you're preparing for quarterback 12. And that's difficult to prepare. People lose sleep over, preparing for the best quarterback in the league.
Wow.
So I think his legacy was worth it. I hated that he unretired last year because
me too.
I wanted to see other quarterbacks involved. I wanted to see the next generation of quarterbacks take the reins, like a Mahomes, a Burrow, a Josh Allen. I was hoping for that, but obviously that's a different conversation. But but now he's retired. We'll see. We'll see where the quarterbacks go.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you only because I feel like now anytime they talk about him, it's gonna be all the foolishness that happened this season and then everything that happened in his personal life.
No, I'm with you on what you're saying because he was like.
Thank you.
The reason I say that because when you get all the younger QBs out there, right?
Yeah.
People lose sleep over a guy like this. He's like the final boss in a video game. It's like, oh my gosh, I got to this level. This is something that makes your name or
it does. He does, and he did it all. He made your name.
And he had that movie come out with those old biddies.
Oh yeah, the 80 for Brady.
Did you watch it?
I heard about it and I have not watched it yet, but I'm interested to see it. So I'm not a big Brady fan. Every time I watched him from all the way from middle school to right now, I always get I'm always afraid of what he's going to do next. The last 2 minutes of every game. Please do not put the ball in Brady's hands. Please do not. because he's going to go ahead and drive the ball down, drive his team down the field, and he's going to throw a touchdown pass or put the position for a field goal. It was cringy for like 22 years.
But
and I'm a Cowboys fan.
It gave you content for every episode, though.
Yeah, basically.
Our golden goose, Brady.
Yeah, right.
Let's drink some up for Brady. Cheers.
Cheers to Brady. I wish I had a drink in my hand, but I did not.
Well, with the Super Bowl coming up, what do you have you have your own prediction that you already set out?
Yes.
You mean the Rihanna concert, guys?
Well,
the Rihanna concert. Talking about.
Well, before I say something about my prediction, how about Rihanna? I feel like the NFL gives you like 15 minutes on stage. Yep. Like last year, they had all legends: Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop. Yep. There was two other, Mary J. Blige. They only gave them 15 minutes, and I don't like that because that's you're talking about 100 years whole combined of experience.
You heard 2 seconds of every song,
yes.
Like
2 seconds exactly,
and then it was done.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. It wasn't battering. I wanted more. They could have They could have gave them at least one hit song to sing off of.
I imagine this year's Super Bowl is going to be a very highly rated one just because of the halftime show alone. You know.
Are you saying 20? Are you giving Rihanna 20 minutes? I'll give her 20 minutes.
I should.
I would.
I feel like Lady Gaga went on there for way too long.
She did.
Like she's still on.
Yeah, and she did, and you know, it's like Rihanna's been a legend. Like I can remember as early as as high school that she came out, and it's a bunch of songs like every single year. Mm-hmm. Now the only song I do not want her to play is "Lift Me Up."
You know she's gonna start with that.
I know that. But
and then Oscar nomination. She got an Oscar nomination.
Did she?
I think she did.
Yeah, of course she's gonna start with that one, guys.
But don't you think that like it's 100,000 people in that arena? Don't you think that is like too emotional? Like the game's got to be.
I think if she doesn't do it at the beat, she's definitely gonna do the song. If she does it at the end, it's probably gonna be like paying. There's probably gonna be a screen paying tribute to all the people who died too young.
I wonder who she's gonna bring out.
Ooh, man, that's a good question.
I would be cool with her not bringing anyone out, but
DJ Khaled, I feel.
I don't know. But they made one song with each other though. They made one song with each other. That was Wild Thoughts.
Damn, why do I feel like they did more songs together? She's not bringing out Kanye. Maybe. I think we can.
No, hell no.
Oh yeah, maybe Eminem.
Yeah, I would like that. I would like that. There was 2 hit songs.
Everybody's on the same page about her not bringing on ASAP Rocky. I know a lot of people are like,
no.
Used to go to now.
No.
Drake's got a court case.
Drake's got to go to court right now, so he can't go on.
He's not going to be a part of it. That's for
no. Drake has all other things to do. So no, he's not going to bring him on.
Okay, so what is your Super Bowl prediction?
Hey, Rihanna's up for discussion all day long, but no, here's my prediction for it. Well, the Eagles are in our division. Man, the Eagles have everything. They have everything. They started in the offseason last March. They have a fabulous quarterback in Jalen Hurts, the running backs, the receivers, offensive line, the defense, you name it. KC, Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce. They have some receivers on the outside. A little bit shaky on the defense, but I think Mahomes makes up for their defensive mistakes. So, with that being said, I'm giving the Chiefs. I'm going 28-24.
28-24.
Whoa,
I
that's
am.
specific.
I am because Mahomes is going to do something spectacular in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Okay.
I feel like he'll have the ball with under 3 left.
So you got a specific number you're saying, 28-24.
Yes, sir.
Right now. I don't know. So New York Times, they just came out with this with a new episode of The Daily. You catch that? And
The Daily Show?
No, The Daily it's a New York Times podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll bring up like different articles. They'll just expand on them and stuff, right? And so they were talking today about how big websites like FanDuel and such have gotten. Are you on that? Have you tried that?
I'm not. I heard about it. I'm not on that. I should be on it though.
Yeah,
considering the fact that I can bet like crazy. I can't bet like crazy, but no, I should.
I'm not I feel like I would win on dumb luck.
Should we do it
on dumb luck?
Yeah, let's do it.
He did?
Yeah. Well, so remember, so Manny actually did fantasy football one year.
Oh my God.
And how was it?
Somehow magically beat 2 people who have been playing fantasy football.
I beat the people that invited me into the group. Everyone else.
You beat.
So I didn't know squat. All I did was.
That's a win, right?
Yeah. And so the guy that invited me into the group, who was talking the most trash, I ended up beating him.
Wow.
Everyone else.
All the players were Bucks players. They weren't even different players.
Bucks players.
Like 2 kickers.
Whenever you have a Brady on your team, then you're always going to win. You have a Brady on your team, you're always going to win.
What my problem was that I was ruined by television, and I thought,
okay,
we get together on Sundays and Mondays and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for a group of friends, right? But none of them hung out with each other. Apparently, none of them like each other. Is that the thing about fantasy football? Usually, you guys don't all like each other.
I know, right? You don't have to. You only talk to each other for a short amount of time a year.
A short amount of time, exactly.
They're like, we work. So I was like, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
What city do you think has the worst fans? Because I have to say, Philly fans are not a classy bunch at all.
You know what? That's funny. Because I only been to Philly's airport once.
Oh, yeah?
And you could sense the vibe.
I could. You know what? I could. I only look at TV, so I mean, I'm going to say Philly, only because they take their sports seriously. Like was the Eagles, was the 76ers, was the Phillies, their hockey team, everything.
Yeah.
I know in here in Dallas, we don't. It's half and half. Sometimes we take it seriously, like myself, and others like, okay, it's just another game. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna go next season. Well, this past season happened. It was an absolute failure. We made the playoffs, but I mean, our quarterback sucked. I mean, he when he came back, he threw 11 interceptions in the last 11, 12 games of the season. When he came back,
Dallas fans are, if anything, they're loyal.
we're loyal to a fault, and we do stupid things like can't you imagine when you lose a playoff game, okay, all is well, and so you're gonna go into the off season. It was pandemonium when we lost to the 49ers. We saw guys like I didn't go to the game. I watched it. And I was like, okay. I saw a guy throw. It's on the internet. I saw a guy throw his whole entire TV on his porch and ran over it with his truck. And now you got another person burning
Oh my
burning
God.
burning Dr. It's serious out here.
Yo,
It's serious out here.
It's fans
Like
that get Best Buy through their fiscal year.
mhm.
You know, because that guy's gonna buy another television.
I would not.
Do you go to a lot of live games for anything?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I
What's
do.
your favorite sport to go to witness live?
Oh man, basketball.
Basketball.
I love.
It's really great live.
Yeah, it's great live. Yep.
It's quick.
Like it is. Like you can see it moving, you can hear the ball bounce, you can hear everything. And the crowd going on. So I would say basketball. But if I try to go to football, put me at college football. There's not a lot of
I agree with that.
There's not a lot of issues with college football except when they storm the field and the opposing teams trying to get off the field. And you got a student running up to the opposing and all hell breaks loose from there. So
I mean, what do you think about it? You have so much knowledge of sports. At what point were you like, I need to do a podcast? Like,
well, I listen to these announcers every day, from Stephen A to Shannon Sharp. I respect those guys. I love those guys. But they don't talk about the technique of sports, right? Like, for example, Dak Prescott, he needs to work on his accuracy, for example. The reason why the Lakers are not doing well this season because of their defense. They've given up over 100 points per game ever since November. So I'm like, they don't talk about those issues. It's always about personnel. Okay, we need this player tomorrow. We need that player. LeBron needs to do this and that. I'm like, dude, like the reason why he's not winning is because of defense. So there's got to be a technique of that. So that's what I talk about on my podcast, as you can see. like come on, like everybody in professional sports can play a sport, can know their technique. But when are we going to stop saying, okay, we need this player to play on the team tomorrow?
Yeah,
that's what it is. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. So would you say your show's stat heavy? Like, if a person like myself, for example, I'll be honest, like I don't know stats. But is
you don't have to worry about stats. You don't worry about stats. No. I don't worry about stats. I worry about what this player did on this game. So don't worry about stats because I don't do a stat show. I might reference a stat and figure out why he got to that stat. But other than that, don't worry about stats. Don't worry about analytics. This is just a breakdown, an analyst, an open breakdown of everything that's going on.
Have you ever had a listener just be like super mad at what you're saying and just like need to let you know that what you're saying is wrong? Because I imagine that if you are talking, I'm sure you're not talking in malice about it. I'm sure you're just giving a very like, this is what it is. But if you're talking about someone's team, I feel like they would be real butthurt about that and like need to let you know that.
You know what? I've never done that yet, but I've only done it. I'm hoping because I'll have a response for that. But I do it on social media, on the Spurs page because I'm a Spurs fan, and people on there want to cheer for losing, right? They call it tanking.
Yeah.
Okay. The NBA said you cannot tank.
Yeah.
For I'm pronouncing his last name wrong. Victor Wembanyama. He's a big deal overseas, and he's playing over here in the G League. You cannot tank for him. And I'm on the Spurs page saying, you guys, like one player does not make a team. Like, we still got issues. The reason why we're on 10-game losing streak is because we don't have players that don't take an interest in the game. Players that don't, that can work together.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, one player or two players in the draft is not going to make that happen.
Right.
Okay. Why? So my question to them is, why do y'all cheer for losing? Like, I just don't get that.
Do they ever respond?
It's everywhere. They do.
Yeah.
They respond. They respond. They do on social media. They do respond. Sometimes I get laughs and sometimes I get angry responses and all that stuff. Say they like losing. Like the Spurs franchise, we've been winning for like 20 plus years. We got to the playoffs. We won championships. And all that stuff.
That is hilarious. I love that they respond back to you.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people respond back to us.
We were told once that, like, sometimes the best thing a podcast can have is trolls, So
right.
as long as people are talking to you,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I look for. I every time I post something, I always look for the likes and the hearts and the feedback and all that stuff. So
listening to yourself talk the whole time.
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be weird.
We completely get that. Speaking of likes and follows, something that Manny and I become very frustrated with is social media in the podcast world, because a lot of the information that you're getting is kind of like if you were a full-time influencer, like your content has to almost be like that. But when you look at what podcasts are, it's almost like it feels like it should be different. But like, what's some of the frustrations you have when trying to?
Oh man, that's a good question. Everything.
Yes, us too. Yes.
Everything, because the thing about it is, the average listener is listening to people that are semi-disrespectful. Yeah. Like they listen to the fake news of ESPN, right? Ooh. Now, granted, I love ESPN, but their programming has changed.
Yeah.
And you can see it. You can see it on First Take. You can see it on every episode they do. And so my space is that, hey, you can come here, you can say wherever you want. What is good or what is bad, say it away. Because they're not going to say it. Yep. You might as well just say it here.
Yeah.
So I provide that open space,
That's awesome. And do you feel like that has also helped you in like people finding your show, or how you interact with other people who are, really invested in teams that are in Texas or just sports in general?
I think teams in Texas, but I needed to go for a full revamp of my show. Wow. So because when I did Jamie Egenti's show, people here couldn't find it. They were typing the name wrong. Yeah, the last name wrong. So they couldn't find it. So I said, you know what? If I were to change it to something else, they'll find it. So this got rebranded the other day, and they'll find it. Hopefully they'll find it, and hopefully they'll reply and go from there.
Awesome. Well, yes, of course. And then we're gonna
tag you. I appreciate that. So when did y'all get started with this? What prompted?
Sweet 5 years.
5 years.
Oh, nice.
5 years. We actually.
Awesome.
Thank you. We actually started in our tiny little New York City bathroom of our first apartment.
It had the best acoustics.
I think it did.
Yeah, way better than our office.
Yeah,
we moved into a new apartment, a bigger apartment, with an office, and the sound is not as good as the tiny bathroom was.
But unfortunately, and we used to actually do the show in the bathroom.
Yeah,
that was
in the bathroom.
Yeah, that was our niche, and like the new apartment that we moved into has an even smaller bathroom. There's no way that we would be able to fit. So we're kind of posing because we're in an office. You want to tell them how Bubble Bath came to life?
Well,
how did that come?
So our original concept was that this was going to be a 15-minute podcast, like just getting to the point and just conversation starters. Because we used to go into our bathroom here in New York City, small bathroom, not a lot of space to do anything. So we used to go into the bathrooms anytime we would have a smoke break. But since we lived underneath our landlord at the time, right underneath.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we only had about 15 minutes or so to hang out in the bathroom before the smoke started penetrating.
Right.
So,
penetrating.
Yeah.
That's such
so these conversations we would have, we would forget about them after we left. They would be like, "Wait, what was that we were talking about? We should record it next time."
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how Bubble Bath Stories came to life.
Yeah, Bubble Bath Stories is like a code for when we wanted to smoke. Before it was popular, and you still had to hide it.
Yeah,
that was like our code name for it because bubble baths are relaxing.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, isn't bubble baths for like when you wind down during the day?
Yes.
Well,
and we would only
wind down.
It started out as things we were griping about after a work day.
Yeah.
So we would come home and relax by unwinding for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, let me tell you what this lady did.
And then ever since
in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. So and ever since then, we just kept doing it. I mean, we've definitely had our frustration for sure. Especially because he and I work full-time jobs, and anyone who podcasts or is thinking about podcasting should know that this also can sometimes feel like a full-time job. So we definitely get burnt out. Do you ever experience that?
I do. I get burnt out. I get burnt out because, not only I work a full-time job, but I work out a lot. But I'm trying to figure out like how to get the average listener involved, like how to, get somebody outside of my friends to listen, right? So that's the biggest thing. Like trying to get somebody to, outside of that space to listen and see what I have to say.
You got
now,
your friends and family to listen to a show?
You know what? You know what's funny? Manny? I don't have my family. They're very critique. They critique me on everything. Well, as far as my podcast goes, like for example, like they don't want me to move my hands and they don't want me to look outside. The reason why I'm looking outside is because I'm talking to the board op, and he is a Cowboys fan as well. And so like we're going back and forth talking about the Cowboys, the basketball, all that stuff. So that's my biggest critique. But I'm like, okay, fine, Jamie, just take it. Just say yes, and then move on with your day. And they keep doing the same thing they told you not to do.
Yeah, so we definitely experience that too. And sometimes, I feel like just recently I started being like, maybe you have a point. Maybe that's something I'm gonna look into. But before I'd just be like, why the hell am I listening to you? Do you have a podcast? No. So why am I talking to you?
Yo, I went to a Google class years ago, right? And it was about podcasting and everything. And so they told me there that anybody, they were like, listen, you guys, you gotta understand your friends and your family are gonna be the last ones to listen to your podcast. And I was like, that is so true. They really
That's
are
true.
the last ones.
Yes.
Shame.
Shame. No.
No,
I don't know if I want my parents listening to our show.
I get it because I relate to what you were saying earlier about how you felt that these big shows that were produced by things like ESPN, like they were missing something.
Right.
I feel the same thing. I feel like we bring up subjects that are like, nobody's talking about this, and it's not like we have to have a debate about the subjects we bring up.
Right.
It's like, how come people don't pick up after their dog poops? It's like little things.
Exactly.
Like, how come people keep getting into our business about this or that?
Yeah. No, it's definitely conversations that people are having. They just don't maybe necessarily want to have, which is why I don't really care if my parents listen or not. I kind of hope they don't.
What?
Well, I'm now at the point I tell my parents when my mom's like, "Oh, hey, how's everything?" I'm like, "What? Listen to an episode, you'll know."
You're so petty.
I'm not talking politics, Mom. I'm talking about literally things that are going on in my life.
No, and what if they can't find it?
Yeah, no, I'm just
they can't find it?
I just troll my friends. I feel like I troll my friends because they send us reels and things like that, and I'll be like, "Oh, but you didn't share this reel that I made. I'm confused." Or they'll sign up for like giveaways and shit like that, and I'll be like, "Oh, why do I have to ask you to do my giveaway? Like, why are you not sharing?
Yeah.
Why are you not sharing my shit?"
Your families are different because my parents do not do social media. They think the social media is devil. And if I ask them to share my episodes and tell people about it, even though I was there around Thanksgiving, and I gave them my business card, and I was like, can you please share the word? I know you guys get like customers every single day.
Yeah.
Can you please share the word for me? Like this came out of scratch. I'm like, I did this because I'm trying to grow. Like you want your son, daughter to grow.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, no, I feel the pain. I definitely feel the pain.
Some of my family bought merchandise, so I can't get on them.
Oh, nice.
My parents are starting to now embrace technology and social media. So
they be liking our reels.
I think
they be liking them.
I think my niece and nephew made a TikTok for my mom, and they're making her post pictures of like her garden and stuff. So it's slowly getting her into it.
Yeah.
So eventually she'll listen to an episode.
But she does like our stuff. I will say that.
Yeah, she does like our stuff.
She does like our stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if she knows.
Oh, that's nice.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah. Oh my God. That's a whole nother subject. Jamie, we want to ask you this very last question.
Yes.
What is
ask away.
One ick you have about podcasting and one thing you love about podcasting?
One ick. Jeez. There's so much. Just so much. But I'll give you one ick. Man, I didn't know that you had to build a website to be relevant. That's the biggest thing.
A lot of people don't know that.
Because it's a lot. Like you have to find a lot of people to create it for you. You got to come up with the designs and all that stuff. And and sometimes it's the biggest ick because you don't want to do that. Like like I could tell you that my friends are like big supporters of this show, even though they don't listen. That's another story. But they're like, okay, how can I make this easier for not only my friends, for other people out there?
Yeah.
So I'm finding ways to create my own website so that they can see the content, see the type of things that I do on there. Awesome. But to answer the other question, just talking. Just talking about, the games every single week. Like we just We just did a podcast on the Cowboys. The off season. I had some questions for the board up. I'm glad he was there to ask him those questions. We also did one on basketball. We haven't done one on the trade deadline, which was huge yesterday.
All the guys in my office could have shut the hell up about it. It was like,
did you see that
dramatic
ESPN video where they redid all the shots he did?
Oh, LeBron?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Generated image that it's all the shots from every position he's taken.
I did not see that.
Who has time to do that?
Yeah.
It's people that don't work that work for ESPN that sit down in the computer that does that. But ESPN is LeBron's channel. Yeah. Everything that LeBron does, ESPN will touch. Like you see it is in all the episodes. And I wasn't surprised. Actually, I was surprised that the game that he took over the number one scoring list of all time, it wasn't on ESPN. It was on TNT. And ESPN that night showed college basketball.
Ted Turner.
Boo. They showed college basketball.
So
someone got fired. Someone in programming got fired.
No, I mean he's the face that runs the place, man.
Oh wait, I do have another question.
Sure.
What
Fire
is
away.
your favorite sports movie that's not based on a real story? Me and Manny had such a hard time actual.
Man, that I'm not a big sports movie guy. Well, actually, I'm not a movie guy. Period. No. I like sports movies, but I'm not a movie guy. I don't go to the movies and watch. Oh man,
it's okay if your favorite movie is Space Jam, the first one.
No,
that's a really good one.
Well, did you watch
good one?
Dramas like Ballers or something like that?
I do not.
I mean, that's more about
the closest one I watched the closest one I watched to that is Basketball Wives, and the reason why I watched that, the reason why is good. It's because I want to see like what did the wives do outside? What did the wives do outside?
They're not even wives.
They're not wives. They're not wives, but I want to see what happens next.
John Cena shows up.
They're not even wives. Like 2 of them are wives. It's that. They're not even wives. I cannot believe that's it. This is the best soundbite I ever had in my life.
You could have said angels in the outfield.
You know what? I was going.
Nobody would have argued with the Sandlot.
I was going to go with Creed because I like Michael B. Jordan that one. I think it was Creed.
Jonathan Mayers, maybe?
Creed. I think it was either Creed 2 or the first one. I think it was Creed 2 that I watched because I like Michael B. Jordan. I like his fight in that. So having an actor just be an actor and turn into a sports guy. Boxing, he played the role pretty well. I would say Creed 2 is one of my favorite ones.
All right, so it's Basketball Wives, then Creed 2. I'm forever counting Basketball Wives for you, okay?
You're not missing much. All they're going to do is get around the table. You said this about my husband. You said this about this person.
I was an avid watcher. I know.
What happened?
You need to go look up Bad News Bears and have a good night. You
know what? I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna let you know of it. even though that's an old movie, I'm gonna watch it.
Well, there's a remake.
Wait, who's in the?
Oh, there's a remake.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, watch the.
Oh, he's 70. He's doing movies.
The remake came out a while ago. It's not like it just came out. Like
he's 70.
He was 61.
Yeah, he was like probably 50 when that he was probably like 50 when that movie came out, right?
Oh my god.
70 is probably like, yeah, I guess you gotta check it out.
Jamie, what is that? what is that movie with Andy Dick? Because I just had it in my mind. I watched it a few years back. It was a football movie. He was the head coach. It was the one with I remember watching it at a friend's house. It was with Andy Dick. I can't remember.
Sure.
The movie's in my head.
Do you know what it was about?
It was football related. He was the head coach. It was a funny movie. It was like he's it's like Division 3 or something like that.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Oh, no, Tubi. You watching Tubi movies?
Hey.
Check it out, because look at that. He looks he looks like a regular person in this.
That was one of his regular years.
I have never seen that, but I'm gonna have to check that out. I'll tell you what, I'll check this out if you check out Bad News Bears with Billy Bob Thornton.
I got it. Are you talking about the remake or are you talking about the old one?
The remake, right?
The remake.
It's worse.
Bad News Bears. I got you.
And then after you guys exchange notes,
then
we'll see.
And then
this looks like it's gonna be good. Division 3.
It's gonna be funny. You guys gonna laugh. It's
I'm not watching it. That seems like a movie you can watch by yourself. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us. We had so much fun talking to you. Please let everybody know where they can find you and where they can find your show.
Oh man, you know what? You can find my show on Fishbowl Radio for now, but we are in a couple of weeks. We will be expanding to all the platforms. So wherever you find your podcast, in a couple of weeks, we are going Apple, iHeart, Odyssey, you name it. We're going to be there, guys.
Awesome. Well, you definitely let us know when you launch. We'll share it to all our peoples.
I appreciate that.
And to you all, thank you so much for joining Bubble Bath Stories group discussion. If you want to know what we're up to, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at Bubble Bath Stories.
I'm going to look at your stories. I said I'm going to look at your content because when I was like an hour before this, I was looking at your Instagram page. I was like, okay, this is Instagram, so let me look at it. And I only skimmed through it. I skimmed through it like for 5 seconds. So I think tonight I'm going to look at some more of your guys' stuff.
Oh, you'll have a good laugh.
You'll definitely have a good laugh for sure.
I try to make up as many funny memes as I can.
I'm looking forward to that. And I'm definitely going to share this episode to people out there that are, interested in, just interested in listening to podcasts, because this is a great podcast. Talking to you guys for like 45 minutes now. It's been a great time.
Thank you. Ooh, hitting my mic. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And guys, you can find me on Instagram at Nicky Trendz.
You can find me at Got No Time for This on Instagram.
And if you're looking for some dope merchandise, you can find all that stuff at our website, bubblebathstories.co. Jamie, thank you again. And you guys have a dope day. Bye.
Thank you so much, Nikki and Manny. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.